So Kevin, what would it take for you to run a plate carrier?
Either a copious amount of money, or if you agree to run my yellow gun.
Okay, let me rephrase that. How much do I need to shoot you?
Okay, let me go get my yellow gun real quick, and then we'll see who's going to be shooting who.
Bet.
Bet.
Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you enjoy watching our content, show us some love by liking the video, and ring the bell to make sure you get notified whenever we drop new content. We appreciate you all.
Well, howdy there, partners. Welcome to another episode of Where the Hell is Cisco? And as much as Cisco would love to be here with you guys right now, unfortunately, he's extremely busy and dieting needs a break. And more importantly, unfortunately, when it comes to tactical gear, it just doesn't make him as moist as it makes me moist.
Please don't say that ever again.
And anyway, today we're going to be getting into the new Condor Outdoor RS series of plate carriers. So Condor is a line of affordable tactical gear that has been around for quite a long time. They've been making both real steel and airsoft gear for the better part of a decade, and they make anything from cross-strap vests, chest rigs, and some plate carriers. And I know in the beginning and for the better part of that decade, Condor has been getting a bad rap just for having very uncomfortable, very poorly thought out plate carriers or tactical gear. However, I believe in the past couple of years, they've actually made a lot of great improvements into the quality and the build of their plate carriers, especially the Vanquish and the Cyclone line. So these two plate carriers in front of me are part of Condor's new RS line of plate carriers. RS standing for releasable? Yeah, I think so. They didn't really tell us when they dropped off these products for us. But if you look closely at the shoulder pads and on the cummerbunds, you're going to see these hard polymer pieces attached to them. And basically what this will allow you to do is to quickly yank them, and you're going to be able to release the plate carrier. And, oh gee, what a mess. Anyway, so
You're going to need to pay for that.
With the polymer inserts over here, it allows you to quickly take on and take off your plate carrier. Now this really reminds me of a few years back when First Beer released their little tube system with their plate carrier. Now at the time when they released it, I really wanted to pick one up, but the plate carrier is $400 whopping dollars. And even if I just wanted the cummerbund, which they sold separately by the way, was around $200. Now, these plate carriers, I promise you, will cost the same, if not less, than just the cummerbund when you get from First Beer. And from my experience, I think they perform almost as well as they do. Since I yeeted off the other plate carrier off this table, we're just gonna have to start with this one right here. And this is specifically the Condor RS Vanquish plate carrier. Now, if you don't know about Condor's Vanquish line, basically it's their own modular system when it comes to MOLLE. And just like the Spiritus Swift clips, they have their own clip system as well. So you can actually attach Condor's Vanquish clips over here, clip in a MOLLE panel, and you have your whole loadout right there in front of you. Now, if you're playing another loadout, playing with another gun with a different caliber, you can clip that right out, put another panel back on, and you have a completely different loadout. Capiche? Capiche. And on the front panel, you have complete loop side Velcro, again, to accept the Vanquish panel, as well as the front, sides, back, and front are all laser cut MOLLE, which is really nice because it reduces the weight and also way easier to loop MOLLE, by the way. Some of the more smaller yet important features on this plate carrier includes their shoulder pads, which are nice but a little skimpy in my opinion. I think Condor, please make beefier shoulder pads just so that it will help distribute the weight a little better on your shoulders. And next to them are going to be their cable management loops, so you can route things like your hydro cable or your hydro tube hose. And if you're running a very long antenna on your radio, you can run that. Or if you're running audio cable into your headsets, it will do that as well. And inside the plate carrier is where I think Condor made one of the biggest improvements, is that they have basically pontoons, I guess. I mean, that's basically what the leading brand calls them. So basically, they Velcro into the inside of your plate carrier, and it allows a channel of air to flow between your chest and your back. And I don't know if you guys have played Airsoft the plate carrier all day out in the sun, and once you take that off, you get that nice outline of sweat on your t-shirt, on your combat shirt, or on your sweater if you guys are that bold. But basically, this will allow better ventilation, so you don't have to worry about dripping with sweat every time you take your plate carrier off. And as with all plate carriers by name, you have a plate insert on the front and on the rear, secured by good old Velcro. Please just run plates if you're gonna run a plate carrier. I mean, if you aren't, I mean, it's a free country, you can do what you want to do, but just run a chest rig if you're not gonna run plates. Please just run plates, even if it's just pieces of cardboard. It just makes your life that much easier. And on the rear, we have a small drag handle. And to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend dragging anyone with this, even for milsim or whatnot. The stitching just isn't as reinforced as I'd like it to be. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it's there just because. For cummerbund adjustment, you have elastic bands in the rear of the plate carrier, which allows you to cinch down to your thickness or girth, will ya, to keep it comfortable. And of course, you have your traditional shoulder strap adjustments here on the top. Now, of course, the main attraction of this plate carrier are the clips, woo! Which, yes, it does need to be a little bit more firm. I think you just need to break them in a little bit more, but yeah, it is a bit of a firm little pull that you have to do to release this plate carrier, and that will allow you, instead of, you know, the traditional way of peeling the Velcro off on your top panel and then peeling the cummerbund off, you can just clip on and clip off. One of my favorite things to do actually to take off a plate carrier is take one side off here and clip the top shoulder strap off, and it will just peel right off of your body. The Condor RS Vanquish plate carrier is retailing for $150 at airsoftgi.com. And of course, make sure to take advantage of our Wombo Combo to get the best deals on Airsoft. And keep in mind, guys, the RS Vanquish plate carrier will come in your usual tactical Neapolitan of black, tan, and OD green. Okay.
This is sad. You done?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
No.
Next up, we have the Condor Cyclone RS plate carrier. And this is more of a traditional style plate carrier. You know, you have your traditional MOLLE weaving, and it's based off of the Condor Cyclone plate carrier itself, which I used to actually run a long time ago. And just like the Vanquish, you know, you just have MOLLE on the front, rear, sides, and you got the same clips that you can use to yeet off your body. And you have plate bags in the front and the rear, and as well as that drag handle. Again, don't drag anyone with this. You're gonna break the drag handle. Now, one thing right off the bat which I noticed is this plate carrier doesn't really come with any shoulder pads, so Condor, please include some shoulder pads on this. And this one is fairly modular. I mean, it's not as modular as a Vanquish system. You have MOLLE here, but once you set your pouches in, it's pretty much it. And it does include inserts for side plates as well, but come on, guys, I mean, we're airsofting, so I don't really think we need side plates. I tried running fake side plates once, and it's just too chunky. I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, that's basically it. It's a pretty basic plate carrier. It just has the nice clips here, so that way you can take on and off your plate carrier that much faster. You're gonna have the same cummerbund adjustment in the back with that elastic band, so you can just pull it and cinch it down to exactly where you need it to be. And on the top, you have this Velcro adjustable shoulder strap to get to the right height. Just... yeah, okay, yeah, like that. The Condor RS Cyclone plate carrier is retailing for $209 at airsoftgi.com. And at this point, guys, if you guys aren't using the Wombo Combo, I mean, you're just a fool. So make sure to use the Wombo Combo. And just like all the other Condor plate carriers out there, it does come in the nice tactical Neapolitan of black, tan, and OD green. Now that I have put on the Condor Vanquish plate carrier here, and after, of course, I adjusted it to the right height. If you guys don't know how to set up your plate carriers, make sure to check out our video on how to do that. I would say first impressions right now, it is actually very comfortable. The pontoon style little breather inserts over here in the back of the plate carrier are really nice. It's nice and cushiony, nice and foamy, so I'm not feeling like I'm being suffocated right now. And I do feel a nice little channel of air that's separating my body from the actual plate carrier itself. Now, one thing I look for in a plate carrier are the cuts. You know, where are the shoulder pads placed, and how well does it leave room for you to shoulder your rifle? And for these plate carriers right now, what I can say is it's actually pretty close to where I want it to be. They do have a little bit of excess material here. I do wish that maybe Condor scooched the shoulder pads a little bit more towards my neck, but that's fine. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and shoulder my rifle here. And when I shoulder it, what I'm looking for is basically I don't want to compromise the shouldering of my rifle. So when I'm scooching it in here, it is nudging right against the plate. This is actually right on the bleeding edge of where I want it to be. Usually I would like to scooch it in a little bit more towards my chest, but I'm not necessarily compromising my form when I shoulder my rifle, which is nice. It's actually fairly comfortable. I will say though that the added pontoons does make me a little bit more chunkier this way, like from my chest to my back. So I do feel a little bit more cumbersome than I like to be. And the cummerbund is actually really comfortable. I actually don't like traditional MOLLE cummerbunds just because of how rigid they are, and I kind of feel them flat. But the elastic bands on the back make it actually really nice. It's almost like it's hugging me on the side. It's almost like how I wanted my parents to hug me as a child. Next up, I am trying on the Condor Cyclone RS blade carrier. And it's a very familiar feeling, in my opinion, to the original Cyclone that I used to own many years ago. With, of course, the addition of the clips over here. And as you noticed right here, I had to make a little bit of adjustment just to get this plate here to my collarbone, which is the optimal height which the plate carrier is designed to be carried at. And of course, there's no shoulder pads. So I don't know what's going on, Condor. You gotta include some form of shoulder pad here, because that way you should be able to just roll this back into your shoulder pad and just kind of keep it tucked away. If you are going to pick the plate carrier up, I would recommend either the Shellback Banshee plate carrier shoulder pads or the HSGI, or if you're really balling out, I do believe that a brand called Core Performance makes these really nice ventilated shoulder pads, which have gotten a lot of really good reviews as of late. Now, moving on to the cummerbund, it's not as, for some reason, not as huggy as the laser cut version, as a Vanquish version. It does remind me a lot of my Cyclone, my original stock Cyclone cummerbund, which actually I had it replaced out for an elastic one completely. But it is kind of nice just because, you know, you're still able to release it, which is nice, and still be able to put it back on with relative ease. Now, with the MOLLE panels on front, I mean, it's pretty traditional. You're not...
You can do it.
Now with the rest of the plate carrier, again, it's very straightforward because you just have traditional MOLLE webbing, and once you weave those pouches in, it's going to be pretty difficult to change your loadout as you want. So you just have to be very careful about how you want to run it and how you want to set it up. And unfortunately, no, this plate carrier is not Vanquish compatible. So even if you were to weave in the clips for them, there's no Velcro here down here to hold the front flap in place. Now, with the mobility of the plate carrier, again, it's a very familiar size. I think it's a little smaller than the laser cut. So if I'm going to shoulder like this here M4, yeah, so it's a little bit more comfortable. It kind of stays a little bit more out of the way. I'm not really compromising my shooting form as much as I did with the laser cut. And again, the shoulder plates are pretty close to your neck. It's not as reaching far out as wide as the original Cyclone was. So I will give you some kudos to that, Condor. However, I mean, you gotta include some kind of shoulder pads, and I think you should work on your side cummerbund a bit. Although I feel a little bit thinner, not as girthy as it was with the laser cut version, because they don't have those included pontoons inside. But I do feel like I'm kind of being a little suffocated. Like if I kept this on for like another 10 minutes, I'm gonna start sweating a lot. Thank you everybody for enduring with me with another episode of Where the Hell is Cisco, and I hope you guys found this video very informative and probably appealing just because of how cool these plate carriers are. And if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave us a thumbs up, comment down below what you think about these new RS style plate carriers, and what else would you like to see in Airsoft or in the real steel market when it comes to plate carrier technology. This is Bowas from Airsoft GI. Oh, by the way, we upload every Wednesdays and Fridays, and if you haven't noticed over here, Male Gang merch is available, patched down below on the description, and we also offer merch on Teespring, so make sure to check it out and support the channel if you like to see more content like this. This is Boaz again from Airsoft GI, and I'll see you on the next time. Oh crap! Oh jeez.